Right now, we have a very interesting project. In fact, there's a pilot project involved with the City of Moncton. It is the Garden Cities project, and it is all about community gardens, and it's all about, you know, bringing the organics back, bringing the food back. You know, so we have Christine Lund and we have Natalie Goguen with that project, the community coordinating partners. There we go. I got it. I told you I was going to get it, and I got it. So, so what is this? We'll just start right from the top. What exactly is this project?
Well, this project exists to help facilitate more community gardens within the City of Moncton. So right now there are a number of them. There's school gardens. We've got the one at the Garden Hill Center. There's one ongoing at the Peter McKee Community Food Center. And there's also plots around the city as well that have edibles as well. And so our role is kind of to increase awareness of that, find out more what people want in terms of community gardening and how we can help move that forward.
Mm-hmm. So really it's kind of an all-encompassing kind of
Yes.
figure out where we are and where we can go kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Now you guys have an event coming up later this month.
Yes, we do.
27th at the Moncton Farmers Market. Get your tickets now on Eventbrite. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, that event is a community consultation workshop. So it will be an interactive event. There'll be lots of just sharing ideas, recording those. It'll be a two-part event. It has a meal included, free, locally made meal. And so the first part of that event will be gathering ideas, working with those, collecting them, and then the second part of the event, hopefully building on those ideas and seeing what we can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now that event is free.
Yes.
But it is. We encourage you to go to Eventbrite and get your tickets because then we can really establish numbers. And in terms of the meal, we can figure out, you know, logistically how that's going to work out. So, so Natalie, you know, we've talked about this event. What's next after this event? What's coming up in the summer? What's coming up for you guys this year?
Well, the event's really gonna help us figure that out. At the event, I hope to find out what the community gardens already existing, what their struggles are, and what are the people who are organizing these, or the people who would like to, who are hoping for a garden, what are their dreams, and then from there we'll see what we can tackle, and yeah.
And then see what happens from there.
See what
so
happens,
really,
yeah.
we are talking about the ground level here.
Yeah, exactly. This event will inform how the rest of this pilot program unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, Natalie, you said their dreams. Well, let's roll it back to your guys' dreams. What's the dream of this project? What's the big idea? Where'd it come from?
Well, Garden Cities started before I was around. Natalie knows a bit more about the history of Garden Cities.
Yeah, it started with an idea of a community garden in an empty lot, and that idea didn't even happen. It didn't even. But from there, we started a community garden at the Aberdeen Centre, and then Garden Hill, and we've kind of spread out from there. And now we're ready to work with the city to see how we can keep growing. So.
Try to promote more community gardens in the city?
Yeah. Yeah, and the long-term goal is to eventually have community garden access within a 15-minute walk of everyone within the city. Yeah. So if you do the math, that's about 100
That's an ambitious goal. Moncton's big. You know, not to give you guys any news, but Moncton's quite big. It takes a car to get around most of the time. So this is, you know, it's a pretty ambitious goal, but
but hey, if anyone can just go and pick food walking down the street, that'd be awesome, right?
Yep.
That would be sweet. That would be very good. So this is involving with the City of Moncton in a partnership. So it's big ups to the City of Moncton for that. Let's break it down even further. What are the advantages of having a community garden? For those who aren't necessarily familiar with the concept of it, what are the benefits of having a community garden?
Oh, well, you're spending lots of time outside. You're learning about growing food, which is really important for food security, understanding where food comes from. You're having healthier food because it's, you know, if it's grown,
it's as organic as it can be.
Exactly. If you grow it organically, if you, you know, and so in terms of community gardening, it's really helpful because you can learn from others. You know, if you're gardening with your neighbor who maybe has more experience in gardening, you can learn maybe more about composting or companion planting, or maybe how to grow the specific kind of vegetables that you like, or things like that, you know. And it's also just great for mental health as well, being outside and working with others and having social time. And fresh air, that's all great stuff, right? So.
Yeah, and you talk about the social benefits, but also the cultural benefits too. Moncton is growing rapidly in the multicultural aspect to it, which is an awful way to put it. But you know, there's a lot of excellent, great cultures here that, you know, through a community garden, through that kind of, you know, partnership, that kind of working just with your fellow man, with your neighbor, you learn a whole lot more about the people around you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's. Well, you mentioned cultural. We don't manage this garden, but I know there's a garden in Moncton called Africa Mani, and that's it. It started with some people who wanted to grow African vegetables, so they got together, and it's fruited into a really, really diverse garden. You know, so
yeah, I think
they do a lot of stuff with kids in that one too.
Right.
So.
I think they recently set up a water catchment system there as well, right?
Yeah.
That's another thing that we're involved in, a ETF that is applied to bring funding for more water catchment systems as well. So we don't know if that's coming in yet or not, but if it does, that'll be really great for setting up more community gardens.
For sure, and any kind of logistics that'll help in that area will definitely help out.
Yeah.
You know, definitely when you talk about that, we've talked culturally the benefits of having a community garden and really bringing everyone together, and it really does bring everyone together. And it's impressive from a science background, as you say, African vegetables. I mean, who would think that in this climate they'd be able to grow that kind of thing? But it's the ingenuity and it's the creativity of these people, and that's really what comes out in a lot of these gardens.
Yeah, and I want to see more of that happening for sure.
Bring the spirit out.
Yeah.
You know, so you said within a 15-minute walk, that's about 100 community gardens, and we don't really know the total number of how many community gardens there are yet. We have a round number.
Yeah.
But that's part of what the event later this month is about.
Exactly. Yeah. It's to find out more about what is going on and what people are interested in as well. Another thing, actually, if I can just interject a point here.
Absolutely.
There are a number of community garden boxes within the parks within Moncton, and that's something that we've noticed that they exist, but there's not a lot of awareness of them. Some of them are not being used. So that's really a big goal for us this year, to get those boxes that are existing, getting those well used, and just raising awareness about those.
So there you go. We've got about a minute, and I know you guys have mentioned the free meal.
Yes.
Yes. So what are the details on that?
On the actual meal?
Yes.
The details are still being worked out on that actually, so we can't divulge exactly what you'll be getting, but
we're not sure yet.
I know a lot of it's going to come from local farmers, people that we know. Some of them who were even involved with Garden Cities right at the beginning. So we're excited about that. They kind of bring them back into the project in their own ways. So
bring it all in, and be sure to check it out. That's at Eventbrite. Check them out on Facebook, Garden Cities Project. Natalie, Goguen, Christine Lund, thank you so much for joining us.